Alright, hello everyone. I'm just making sure everything's in frame. So, this is episode 4 of the Gatefold book, and so the last one we learned how to cut our paper, like if it had a design on it that we wanted to keep, we would cut out that part that we wanted. So, like that. But the next step that we do before we attach it to the actual pages is we go and, well, what I'm going to do for this book is distress it. So I have a bunch of different colors here, and these are Tim Holt Distress inks. And you could use regular ink pads. Let me show you. Like if you just have regular ones that you got at Michael's or Joann's or wherever you do your shopping at, Walmart, you can use those as well, but these are specifically made to distress paper. So being that I do this a lot, I have invested in these ink pads. So for this one, I will show you what we need to do. And we want to decide if we're going to want to distress the edges first with our, grab it, Tim Holtz, this is also Tim Holtz paper distressor, I guess. So we'll just take it off because we just double-sided tape this all on there just to have it all nice for us. And then we will take it and you just distress it like this, and it makes perfect distress on the paper. Like that. And don't be worried if you rip it or whatever, because that just adds to the distress, right? Since this is more of a Halloween themed book, we want it to look as distressed and, I guess, creepy as possible. So once you have distressed it, then you'll go and choose what color you want to do. And I'm going to do black because that's just, I think, what would look best. But there are multiple different colors that you could go buy, and this is not all of them. They have tons and tons of different colors. So with that, you will need your little distressor thingy. And it looks like this. It's by Ranger, and it's just like a little stamp pad, and they come with these little foam and things. Let me see if I could bring a brand new. Well, this is what it looks like. Brand new in the package, just the refill things, but this comes along with some of the foam things with it. So and I just have one for each color, so I'll bring out the black one. If you don't want to invest in one of these, you could use a makeup sponge, because that's what I used in the beginning, a makeup sponge, or you could buy one of these little things that go on your finger. There's a whole bunch of different kinds that you could use to distress the edges if you don't want to purchase one of these. So it has Velcro on this side, so we will take this back side, which is kind of like, I guess, felt, like a really thin felt, I think. I don't know. And then you'll take your ink and you'll go ahead and just dab the end, I use both two different colors and one on each end to conserve my little sponges. So you'll go ahead and kind of like position it like this, and then you just come in towards it like that, and then you'll see that it darkens the edges and distresses the paper. Okay, so you can see that it looks like this, and very distressed looking. Another way to do it is, it just depends on which way you prefer, but you could go ahead and play around. It says double-sided tape on the end. Excuse that meow, that was my phone. This sheet right here, this brown sheet that you see me doing this on, this is specifically made for this type of craft. Well, basically it's a mess-free sheet, and anything that you can get on it, glue or whatever, it doesn't stick to it, so it's easy to clean. So if you want to do the regular edges, you just go in and do the same thing. And you could do as much as you want, or however much you want to put on there. So this is what that looks like without distressing it with this edge. So ink only distressing. But since I want it more distressed, we are going to do all the pages like this one. Otherwise it just looks not consistent with the book if we don't do all of the pages like that. So I'll go ahead and show you one more time. So this is that. There's a little razor blade in the inside of this little doohickey. And all you have to do is just stick it in one of the places and just go ahead and distress your edges. Okay, so this part does get a little messy. So I'll just push that aside, and then I'll go ahead and re-ink these edges. It goes pretty fast with the right tools, when you're using the right tools. So there you have it. There is the second page of distressing. So you just go through your whole book and do your whole book like this. So you'll kind of see that it looks really distressed when you put it in there. Once you do that, then you will attach your pages. So let's just do this whole side of the gatefold. So right now, point towards you. This is our gatefold. The cover will be on this, and it will flip like this, and then you'll have a little pocket, and we're going to decorate that with little tombstones. And this side will flip over like that, and this will be a pocket as well. So and you know how I do my books, there's going to be parchment paper sewn into this little book here. So we'll go ahead and do that then. So I'll just take one of the sides and keep showing you. And then I've been using masking tape as double-sided tape because double-sided tape is a little bit more expensive if you can't find it at your dollar store. And masking tape, you get a whole roll of it and you can take it and it's like, you know, your pages are repositionable. Like, see, sometimes a double-sided tape will rip your paper, so I think it's better to use the masking tape. Anyway, unless you have the repositional double-sided tape that is specifically made for scrapbooking, which I don't, and I don't see a reason for me to go ahead and purchase that since masking tape will do just fine. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and these we're all going to do black, so I'm not sure if any of the pages will be different with a different distress ink. Maybe if I had this side I would use the vintage photo, which, let me show you what that looks like. I'm just changing it with the brown. And so it really does distress it to make it look like a vintage photo. So I just did that end right there. So it just depends on what color your paper is and how you want to distress your paper. So I'll just go ahead and finish with this. And I mean, it really does a nice job on distressing the distressing the edges versus like tearing it off, you know, fast and easy. See, and I ripped it there, so no big deal. And then I'm just going to pull these little scrap things off. And then I'm going to do the other one too, to conserve time. I decided not to do like the whole thing on video, like go through each page on video, because it's kind of self-explanatory once I just show you an example of what I'm going to do to each page, and then come back once we have all the pages done. So we'll put away this vintage photo. This one is called Black Soot. If you want to go ahead and purchase that, totally up to you. Otherwise you could just use regular black ink. So, and it really does make a difference on these lighter pages too, because it just makes them so much more darker and distressed. And I love the look of this. And even if you wanted to like curl a page up or something to make it even look more distressed, and I'm just twirling that like that, see? It just looks pretty cool. And with this one that we teared, you want to just make sure you get all the white parts to that. Close that up, and I just use like a t-shirt that's my husband doesn't want anymore, and clean it up like that. I also have some alcohol right here. And these are just those bottles that you can get pretty much anywhere. Well, I guess not anywhere. It's what I use for my nails, but I have a bigger one for my nails, so I just use that for that. Takes it right off. So now we can go ahead and work with our clean slate here. And this is, if you remember in the last video, ATG, but you could use whatever adhesive you like the best. But this is my favorite to use. And if you use your 40% off coupon on this, then it's not as expensive for one of these ATG guns. Also, the refills I've found on Etsy, and you get 5 or 6 of them, I want to say 6 of them, for $12.99, which at what's that called? Michael's, there's 2 different kinds. One that is photo safe, that you could use with this, and that basically just means if you're gonna put pictures, if you're gonna use your tape on your pictures, then it's photo safe for it. But we don't need that for this because we're not sticking. This is not a picture, basically. It's not a photo, so we'll be fine with using this on paper. There's 2 different kinds. There's the acid-free for the photos, and then there's the regular one. The acid-free ones at Joann's or Michael's runs you about $9.99, something like that. But the other kind that is regular is $5.99, and you get 2 rolls for $5.99, which is kind of expensive. But if you want to just use your 40% off on that, I mean, you could do that too. But I found the best deals is either using your 40% off on the $5.99 ones, if you could find them, because they are kind of hard to find, or getting the 6 rolls for $12.99. And I'm thinking that's with, it's like $10.99 or something like that plus shipping, so it comes out to like $12.99, and that's on Etsy. So enough about that. Well, let's go ahead and stick these on. So what you want to do is just open it up and kind of look at your lines and look at where you messed up, if you did. And we'll want to put this closest to this edge as possible. And since we're making this a pocket, we could put it closest to this edge as well. And it's gonna look kind of crooked, but if you don't like that, you could always just take it off again and then redo it again. So it's pretty easy if you want to just redo this. Doesn't matter. It's gonna stick all the same. I'm gonna actually put some on this so this part sticks down. That looks better. So you have that. And if at this time you want to just go ahead and glue this down. And I'm using Aleene's Turbo Tacky Glue because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait for it to dry. So it goes pretty fast. And I keep this around too because of glue that seeps out at the edges. And we keep the paper, the scrap paper, because if you want to use it on this, then you have extra paper also to make tags and stuff. So, alright, and then the next page, for that, let's see. We'll do this first. So I'll just go ahead and put the adhesive right on there. And I've kind of put it on both edges. Do you see that? I'll put it right here and right here. So this one was on the edge here, so we'll kind of position it right in the middle. And then now we can just do this whole thing. And then we just kind of line this up with this paper. And if you have your bone folder, you could just make sure that the adhesive is sticking to the paper. So you have your first page right here. And then you just go ahead and do all of your pages like that. And then once I'm done with that, I'll come back and do step 4 with you. And I think step 4, we will either make the cover or sew in the paper. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.